Welcome to the Underachieving Enthusiast Podcast. My name is Chris, and this is my co-host, Scott.
Yes! Yes! I like it. That's perfect.
That was completely accidental. Wow. Okay, my name is Scott, and your name is Chris.
Yep, but I like it that
Okay.
way. My name's Chris, and this is my co-host, Scott. How's it going? How's it doing?
Well, because, alright, so my brother's name is Chris as well, so everyone refers to us as, Chris and Scott, so I don't know, I guess that's just came out of my subconscious. I'm not, wow.
That was great.
Wow. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about porn, which is everybody's favorite subject, and how that, if it is ruining society's view on women or not. And I found, which I thought was a testament to the topic, on debate.org, it says, is porn ruining our society and how people view women? And it's actually split 50-50 on yes and no. So I figured it would be a good idea to weigh in and how we think that it is or not destroying America or the world, slowly taking it.
Porn is taking over the world.
Breaking news, porn's taking over the world in all countries.
Except for,
Third world countries.
no, except for North Korea.
North Korea.
'Cause,
Aren't they not allowed to have that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't think they'll be executed if they frown with it, but I think they go to prison.
Probably.
I think. Pretty
You
sure.
watch porn? Fuck are you? That'd be bad.
That would be bad. But yeah. So how do you think porn is ruining America or not?
By the way, joined by us today is Tim. He's not going to say anything. He's just over there chilling. He can say hey if you want. You want to say hey?
Hey there, Tim.
It's Tim. He's over there drinking some mocha frappa bullshit from Starbucks. So
Porn is banned in India, by the way.
thanks.
Wow.
Well, that's good to know.
I did not know that.
India.
Indians. Sorry, India.
You got good food, but what?
It was just a recent thing.
Interesting.
Wow.
I wonder how porn addicts are dealing with that.
I don't know.
Good question.
Indian porn addicts.
Indian porn addicts. Great way to start the show.
We have okay.
Logging off.
We're like the typical white girls because we all have Starbucks, and I just got dinner kind of from there, and I've had 2 venti hot chocolates today because they taste so good. Tim has a mocha frap, and that also says Tim, but it's for Chris.
I have a passion tango tea.
So let's just get that out of the way.
That sounds like the gayest thing on the
We're
menu.
all white girls.
Because it is the gayest thing. It's
We're
not. It's like almost pure pink. But it tastes so good.
It does.
I don't like coffee, so I just get the tea.
I don't either.
Do you pee rainbows from drinking it?
Yes. I can't even. I have to odd. All right.
So give us your opinion on porn.
It's great. So, of course, everyone probably watches it. I mean, sorry, whoever is expecting me to say, no, it's horrible. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I like it. I mean, you got to watch it every time. Not every time, but, from time to time is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You got to click on, the good old Pornhub. So...
I think,
Yeah.
every time, not every time, but I'll find myself thinking about it and actually missing it. If I don't do it for a long, weeks, if I don't look at it for weeks, I'll find myself oh, I wish I could watch porn right now. That's kind of sad, I guess.
I think
honestly,
guys,
every single guy has seen porn except this one kid I knew in high school. I said that blanketing statement because it's pretty much true. And he's like, no, I've never seen porn before. I've never watched porn. It's like, that's impossible. Every person has seen or watched porn. He's like, no, I've never done it. It's like, well, you're the only person in America, I'm pretty sure. So, but well, let's start off. When did you first watch porn?
I don't want to answer.
Okay, well, because
That's a bad question.
When I was 12, I heard something about Playboy on the news. It's like, what is that? So I went on Playboy's website. I was like, oh, that's what that is. And then I got scared. And then I told my neighbor about it. This is a funny story. I told my neighbor what Playboy was when he was 11 and I was 12. And he started getting on there, and his parents caught him, and his name was Graham. He was Graham told his parents, Scott made me do it. He told me what it was, and he made me do it. And so, one time, a day, I went over to Graham's house, and he was like, "Yeah, you better get out of here. My mom is like kind of mad at you, and like she's gonna call your mom later and tell her how you made me watch porn, and like all this shit." I was like, "Oh shit!" So I ran home, and my mom was making something for dinner right before she went to work that night. I was like, "Mom, I got something to tell you." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Vicky may be calling here later and telling you that I made Graham watch porn, and that's not exactly true, but it's kind of true because I told him to look at it. I didn't tell him he had to watch it, but I did tell him to look at it." And that's when I was first introduced to porn, when I was told I was afraid for my life that my mom was going to yell at me for watching porn.
What'd she
Or
say?
for seeing porn. She's like, "Well, I think you're a little too young for that, and you don't need to be watching that." And I was like, "So you're not mad at me?" She's like, "No, it's just, it doesn't matter." It's like, "Yay." And so when his mom called...
What?
Yeah. And so when his mom called, she's like, "Yeah, I talked to him about it. It's not a big deal. They're growing boys. They need to know what it is." And I was like, "Thanks, Mom. You're the best." So that was my first experience with porn.
Well, all right. So I'm not going to say the very first time. Well, I'll just go ahead and say it. All right. So it was like elementary school. Like I was really young. I just like, I wonder what sex.com is. Like I literally just typed in sex.com. I saw what it was. I was like, that is disgusting. And I almost threw up.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I got off of it as fast.
Mice.
Like I instantly got off of it. And then I didn't go back to watching porn or like even look or even like thinking about it. I was like, like it was disgusting until middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's normal.
and then-
I'm
yeah.
not like ashamed to talk about this because you can ask any male or some females, and it's not even a big
Yeah, I
deal.
mean, I'm fine with
obviously.
it now, but like,
Yeah.
like,
Then
I
it
don't
was
know.
like, I don't want to look at it. It's gross. I don't want to think about it. I'm disgusted at even thinking about it. Like that's how I felt about it. But then later, it's like, hey, that's not so bad.
That's great.
But
Let's watch pornographic imagery.
yay,
Yay!
yay!
But in middle school, I still regret this. So in middle school, I was about to go to the beach, right? For like a week. And I was like, well, I can't get on the internet and I can't watch porn on my grandma's computer. So so I took my iPod Nano at the time. You know the one that Bo
yeah.
has? It's
Yeah.
the exact same color and everything. So it has like a little camera and a microphone. So like I recorded on like a few videos like on my Nano. I recorded a few videos and like after it was like just one or two, and then like I opened up my web browser history. I thought I hit clear all, but my mom was like rushing me like, "We gotta go right now. If you're gonna go to the beach, you need to leave right now." So then I left. No, I was just it was. So I was like, okay, I gotta go, and I swear I cleared my history. like a day or two before I came home, I got a phone. My mom called my grandma like 3 times in a row, and nobody picked up because we were playing cards. It's like, okay, cool, and then about the playing cards, and finally she gets my grandma realized, answers the phone, is like, so my mom was like, "I need to talk to Christopher." I was like, well, she was just like, "I need to talk to Christopher," and my grandma was like, "Whoa!" So it's like, your mom says she really needs to talk to you. It's like, uh-oh. And I was like, "Hey," and she's like, "Baziers, lesbians, Pornhub." And like naming off all of the websites and everything. I was like, at first she's like Baziers, Bazaars, Baziers, that one. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I was like, huh? Like, because that's how I was like, what the? I honestly didn't know. And she said, lesbians. I was like, oh god, oh god. My heart went like, boom, like right in rock bottom, and she was furious. So this was in like October or like September, either like September or October, early October or late September. And then whenever I get home, it's like an hour car ride from where my grandma dropped me off. That was the most awkward hour ride back to the house. So we talked about it, and she grounded me from my computer. Well, from everything for like a month. And then from my computer for a long time. She was like, you're never getting that back. I was like, what?
Shit.
And yeah. Oh, I fucked up. So then around like Christmas, like right, like I think it's like the day of Christmas break, I was like, I just want to watch a YouTube video. Can I please get on my computer? It's like, go ahead. It's like, okay, good. And so yeah. But the funny thing is, like, you know how your friend blamed you?
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing, like, what started was me and my friend, like, not watching it together, of course, but we like, exchanged websites. And, like, in middle school, dude, we thought we were hot stuff. But, I was golfing with this guy. We were on the golf team together. And, so it ends up that his mom found out that he watched porn. And then his mom called my mom. Well, no. What happened was, actually, yeah, she did find out that he watched porn. But, like, earlier in the week, we had all been riding the same car. And, like, a truck went by that said, Snap-on, you know, the Snap-on company. Mm-hmm. Well, I laughed and was like, strap-on. and then, like, it was just, like, I just thought it was funny.
It was all downhill from there.
Yeah, and then, her mom was like, that's weird that they shouldn't know what that is yet. And, like, she looked at his computer and was like, ah! And so, and then she called my mom and was like, you might want to check the computer. They should not be talking about this. And I found out that he was watching it. And so she goes in my room and she's like, she said that she was like, I wasn't going to check it because I didn't think you would do that. You know, the typical mom guilt trip thing. And then she goes in there and saw it. And so, yeah. But, that same, like, I was like, bro, your mom already knows you did it. Is it alright if I tell my mom that you, not that you, like, maybe watch it, but, like, you showed it to me? And he was like, fuck no! Like, he made this huge scene, and he just started, like, screaming and cussing in front of, like, everybody. I'm not taking the blame for you because you got caught watching porn! And, like, it was ridiculous. Damn. And then, my mom went to the at the time, I was in middle school. She was teaching at the middle school. She went to the principal and was like, so I told her who, like, originally, like, showed me, like, in middle school, like, what got me not back into it, but it was, like, a year before I started watching it again. This kid, Javier, like, had a phone and it had some on there. He was always like, oh, look what I got, because in middle school, like, you were the cool guy. Cool guy scat kitchen. So he was like talking about it, and then so I told my mom, I was like, well, Javier did show me this. And then my principal calls Javier up to the office, asks him if he has any porn on his phone or anything. And then he was left, and then they called me up to the office. I was like, why are you doing this, Mom? And he asked me, and then the principal was like, did you get caught watching porn? I was like, yes, sir. And I left. It was bad.
Damn. Well, like, all that to say, do you think porn is ruining the world? Or do you think it's ruining our view on women?
I rambled.
I personally think that it's not ruining our view of women. It maybe is like desensitizing our views towards them, but I really don't think it's ruining our outlook on women. I think, like, along with, like, violent video games, while I don't think they cause, like, school shootings or whatever, I think it's definitely desensitizing us like they do to violence. I think porn is just desensitizing us to women and things of that nature, though I don't think that it is ruining the world. I think it's necessary for every child that goes through something like that and is scared that their mom is going to find out. Like, that's a necessary part of growing up. I feel like that's just like a coming of age thing for little boys, I'm pretty sure.
And your mom actually finding out. Like, that has to happen.
Did your
mom ever find out?
Did my mom ever find out?
Oh, yeah, by the way, this is Tim. I really want to know because he's been laughing at everything I've said. So. That's true.
Well, I'll start off with my first experience with porn. I started watching around 7th grade. And
middle school, nice.
Yeah, middle school. And I remember the first time I ever finished It was horrible. I was like, I'm not a child anymore.
That was like the step in the doorway.
And so then I spent the rest of the night watching Corey in the House because I felt so bad. And then from then on, I guess I became a master.
A master
porn
masturbator.
This is not about masturbating. It's about porn and how it affects the world.
But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing because I learned a few things to utilize with my girlfriend.
Oh my god.
So,
Jesus,
like,
Tim, this is not where this conversation is supposed
well, I
to
mean,
go.
like, it's helpful. Like, I think it's, like, sure, it desensitizes, but I think it's helpful to the sense that it does desensitize.
I have to
because
disagree.
I don't want to be 3 seconds in with my girlfriend. It's like, oh, well, good night.
You said you disagree?
I have to disagree with, like, a lot of it. So, with porn, like, for me, like, it's something that I'm gonna watch, but, like, it's not like I take anything from it other than, hey, it's porn. Cool. And, it's like this. My mom and dad got divorced whenever I was little. My mom was my main caretaker, and she was a single mom. And, like, without women, we wouldn't be here today. So, like, I don't think it degrades women at all. At all. Like, it's just sex. Like, I mean, I don't see, like, I understand where people could think that it degrades women, but I don't think it does at all. Not one bit. I think every kid, every boy should watch it at some point. I'm not like, hey, if you haven't watched it, check it out.
You want porn? I got you.
No, but if you really think, if I think back to it, that experience was hysterical.
Oh yeah,
It's
definitely.
great. It's so
I mean,
great
that's
to
like,
look back
with
on
my,
it.
With my neighbor, looking back at that, that's hilarious. I think it's necessary for everyone to go through it. I don't think it degrades women. I just think it's a necessary part of growing up as a boy.
Yeah.
As ridiculous and stupid as that is, I still think it's funny.
Very ridiculous.
Yeah, well-
Not very ridiculous. Very needed. Like, it's much
At the same
needed.
time, though, the way I found out about it was on the news. It was something about Hugh Hefner, and they talked about Playboy. And that kind of got my mind going. Like, if I wouldn't have seen that on the news, and if they wouldn't be streaming stuff about porn, then I wouldn't have thought about it, then I wouldn't have looked it up, and then all that shit wouldn't have happened.
Oh, true.
So it could go back to, like, media and stuff like that, but I don't know.
At the same time, the media is going to give people what they like and what they want.
Definitely.
And if they want stuff about porn, I mean, it happens. There are some countries, like in Japan, where there's, like, just porn, like, everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas in, like, America, mainly down in the South, like, porn, that's a no.
You're not allowed to know what your penis does.
Exactly. Like, we live in a society where parents still make it so their kids don't take sex ed classes. I think
That's ridiculous.
that is the most ridiculous thing. And that is why I think, for some part, that there are a bunch of kids who end up watching porn and, like, way too early is because they don't know what anything is.
Right.
Like, and the fact that the schools still have to send home a permission slip for a class that teaches you about your penis and sex.
Right.
It's ridiculous. In my opinion, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
They should learn about their body and also learn about the dangers and the diseases and everything else that's needed to know for your life. Like, it's much needed.
Yeah. It's
Like,
ridiculous.
Like, if you sign that permission slip no, you're automatically giving your child, like, a foot in the opposite direction that they should have. Like, they're going backwards for them because they're not going to learn about diseases, condoms, anything. Like, if your child is going to have sex, which is going to happen, sorry to break it to you,
Your angel is going to be.
your angel's is going to be a dirty angel. So, like, I mean, everybody has sex one day. Like, even if you're abstinent until marriage, you get married, you're going to have sex and, like, have a kid. So, like, if you're going to have sex, at least know about it. And I think that's a huge part of, like, why it agitates me so much whenever I hear about somebody who says no. Because, like, it's very important information. And honestly, whenever I have a kid, like, especially if it's a girl, I'm be like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I would rather her be safe and know about it all
Yeah.
than to not know anything about it.
Yeah, definitely. And it's important to have that, like, parental relationship with your son or daughter in order to be comfortable to talk to them about that stuff, which is extremely important because if you don't, that's when you end up with like a daughter that's 15 that's pregnant because they don't know what the hell is going on.
Exactly.
I guarantee you that those kids that are that young either didn't go through sex ed or didn't pay attention because they don't know what the hell is going on. They don't understand their bodies. And they're also hormonally crazy in middle school and early high school that they gotta fuck anything that moves.
Middle school's the worst period ever.
Middle school is definitely the worst time for my entire
Middle
life.
school, I was like a fiend.
Yeah. Well, let's save that for another podcast. If you don't, we can record that next. But if you don't have anything else to say about porn,
Well, porn, okay, closing comment. Porn is not, like, making any difference. Like, even if we were to try to hide it from the kids even more, they'd try to get into it even more.
Right.
The more we try to hide it, the worse it gets. I think porn sites should just be who cares? Your child's watching porn. Leave them alone. It's okay. God, don't ground your kid for 3 months from a computer because they watched porn.
I don't know what boobs are.
Yeah, like, exactly. It's like...
It's too natural to be banned.
Yeah.
Exactly. It is 100% natural, and as a guy, it's there. Like, I mean,
Definitely.
I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, but like, lighten up, guys.
For real. We need to be more open about it. But I think that's going to conclude our podcast about porn. I hope you enjoyed it. Porn is not ruining the world. It is just shaping the way we live in it.
True.
But I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and we'll see you in the next one.
Like grilled cheese.
Peace.
Swagadoodle.